Hi, I'm Tanya Spencer, and I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher with the Science of Mindful Awareness certification from the Mindfulness Center in Bethesda, Maryland. And today's video is just a short intro to what mindfulness is and how it can positively affect our health. So science is finding many profound health benefits from practicing meditation, such as reducing stress and anxiety, reducing or eliminating pain, even chronic pain, improving the immune system, improving cognitive skills and relationships, improving behavior and emotional regulation. And in fact, they found that it improves most every clinical condition known by medical science, whether that condition is physical or mental. So what is this magic? Well, mindfulness is about waking up to the present moment. It's not about being in some altered state of consciousness. It's about just being awake for what's happening right here and right now. Because in all honesty, we're either ruminating the past, or we're worrying about the future, or we're checking off that to-do list to really actually be awake to what's happening right now. So basically, being present with an attitude of self-kindness. Now, I know self-kindness might not be something that you are very familiar with, but we're going to become more familiar with it because it's a very, very important part of mindfulness. So in mindfulness and mindfulness meditation, we focus primarily on the breath. The breath is very powerful because it is directly connected to the hypothalamus in the brain, and the hypothalamus is the brain's alert system. And so like an anxious mother, the hypothalamus is always asking, am I okay? Are we okay? Is anything wrong? So when the breath is short and high up in the chest, the hypothalamus senses the lack of oxygen coming up to the brain, and it releases the stress hormones into the body. However, when the breath is relaxed and deep into the lower belly, the hypothalamus senses the oxygen flowing to the brain. The hypothalamus is then soothed, and it releases the relaxation response into the body. Now, the breath is wonderful because, one, we never have to remember to bring it with us. We never have to go and try to find it. The breath is always with us, so we can always tap into that. The breath can always bring us into the present moment, because when you're paying attention to the breath, you can't help but be in the present moment. You don't breathe yesterday or breathe tomorrow, you're breathing right now. So when the body is in that relaxation response from the deep relaxed breath, here's what happens physiologically in your body. Your hormones balance. It allows minerals for heart health, muscle function, and bone healing mechanisms to be replenished. The digestive tract begins to work properly. Wound healing mechanisms are restored. Growth hormones are released, and blood pressure lowers. So these are just a few of the very real physiological things that happen in the body when we take a few moments to be mindful. Because when we focus on the breath and on sensations in the body, we're taking some of our attention or our consciousness out of that busy mind. And whenever we're taking some of our consciousness out of that busy mind, we're getting a little break from it. And if you're not familiar with the busy mind, maybe you're familiar with that voice in the head. You know, the one who never shuts up, the one who might keep you up at night, and the one who might be very unkind. So just getting a little bit of space from that busy mind is where peacefulness is, and where you can get a little bit of a breath. So for instance, I will just show you a diagram here. This is a brain scan of the busy mind here on the right side. You can see all the different colors in this brain scan. That's all the different areas of the brains firing at different frequencies, at different speeds, and that is an unpeaceful mind. So over here on the left, we have the brain scan of someone who has meditated for just 10 minutes. And you can see that it is mostly blue. All of the brain regions are starting to synchronize and to flow in unison. This is the look of a peaceful mind. And that makes every difference in your health in just 10 minutes. So we're not talking hours and hours of commitment here. We're talking a few minutes. So I am an everyday meditator. But there's no one-size-fits-all formula. But you do know that each minute that you're meditating is a minute that you are increasing your health. So perhaps you might meditate for 3 minutes every few days, and then that might turn into 5 minutes each day, and then it might grow from there. So really what you want to do is just trust your own inner wisdom, and that will guide you on what your practice should be. And I really recommend guided meditations, especially if you're a beginner, because it just helps to have somebody guiding you along instead of just sitting in silence. But you should try that too and just see if that works for you. And when you meditate, please don't try to have the perfect conditions. Mindfulness is not about absolute perfection and silence. Remember, it's about waking up to the present moment. So if there happens to be noise, there just happens to be noise in the present moment. It's really no big deal. And it's so much more relaxing when you just realize that whatever is happening is what you're paying attention to. So there's really nothing to worry about. And again, above all, be kind to yourself. Your mind will wander. It's really no big deal. That's what the mind does. So you are not to try to empty your mind of all thought. That's kind of impossible. So just right off the bat, don't ask yourself to do that. What you will start to notice is you'll notice that you're lost in thought. And when you notice, that means you've woken up because you noticed. Until you're already back in the present moment. You're already back with your breath and with your body. So it's no big deal. So please just relax and know that you can't mess it up. So I will continue to post additional topics here. And I do have one 10-minute guided meditation. It'll be on the YouTube page below. And feel free to use that or to experiment with other meditation apps. 2 apps that I really love are the Calm app and Buddhify. But there are many others out there. So just feel free to experiment. There's even websites that have free meditations as well. So just experiment there and see what works for you. Please feel free to post comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.